Today on the Auburn Torch, we're talking about Sophia Bell's sick new vault. She's got a brand new vault that she's going to compete this Friday, planning on it in the season opener. And that's never been done before by an Auburn gymnast in competition. We'll be talking about that, and we'll be talking about what is this? What is this? What is this website? What is auburntorch.com? Let's get into it. Like that intro, don't you? Hey, pretty slick, huh? Hey, man, if you are listening on Spotify or one of the podcast platforms, this is also a video. This is on YouTube and also just on auburntorch.com. If you're watching it on YouTube or auburntorch.com, there is also an audio component. This will be a little bit of a mix of both. I guess this is the Auburn Torch podcast. I don't know if there's a name. We're going to try to do it a little different format, try to keep it short and sweet, but also maybe daily, hopefully, week daily at least. But yeah, so it'll be a little visual sometimes if you're listening on a podcast. So you can always pull up the YouTube later. But I want it to be easy listening too. So anyway, because you got to have an audio video component in Big 2026. But first, I do want to talk a little bit about the Torch and what we're doing, man. But first I kind of want to have a little bit of a regular episode to start. The first thing I want to do is pull up the All Sports calendar. And here it is. A rare day in January here with nothing Auburn going on. Gonna be full for most of the month. Tomorrow, men's basketball playing Texas A&M at home. Trying to bounce back there. And then Thursday, women's basketball on the road at Texas. And then this weekend, Friday, gymnastics season opener against NC State. Track is in an indoor at UAB. And then men's and women's tennis are both hosting Bellarmine the beginning of their team schedule. So we'll be following that. I want to get into Sophia Bell's vault real quick, and then we'll talk about the rest. Let's just get into it, man. So here's auburntorch.com. If you haven't checked it out, please do. Here's just a little look at that article. And shout out to Josh Dubb, man. Shout out to Josh Dubb. He said on Twitter, you will learn something by subscribing. And I appreciate that, first of all, but also, like, that's the point. Like, that's the whole goal, is to there's a lot of these stories are profiles on athletes, but some of them, and their story, and in that way you're learning about them. But a lot of them too, I really want to explain some stuff about these sports and explain what you're looking at. So there's a lot of Auburn fans out there who only learn about sports from TV and only the mainstream stuff. This helps you just learn a little bit more about what you're watching. So Friday you can tune in and maybe know a little bit more about what you're watching with Sophia. And hey, man, I'm going off track, but the point is for you to, I know you love Auburn, and this would help you know a little bit more about what you're watching with these other sports, and hopefully that helps you love your Auburn a little bit more. So okay, so enough of the sappy stuff. Sophia has a brand new vault that has never been competed before at Auburn by any Auburn gymnast. And there is a good reason for that, and I'll explain. She is going to go for the double Yurchenko, which is a common vault in international. I mean, not common, because it's really hard to do. Very uncommon in college. Very, very rare in college. Very rarely seen. The most common vault in college is the Yurchenko 1.5. Sophia was running here. Let me just find an example of the Yurchenko full for you. This was her running it last year. Oh, I only have this tracked one here. Hold on. Everything about the vault, like the vault coming off the block and the flip and everything, basically is Yurchenko, right? And then there's a full, there's a 1.5, and then we're going to talk about the double. Which comes from how many times you spin in the air, right? So this is her spinning one time around, 360 degrees, right? The 1.5, which you'll see a lot, is the gymnast spins one half turn extra and faces away from the vault. So again, podcast listeners, you might want to check out the video later to hear what I'm talking about. But here basically the full, you go off the table and you end up facing the table, right? Sophia, as you'll find out in this story, this is a little bit behind the paywall here, but we got gifts and we got them synced up right here so you can compare them. But we'll do that here in this video too. Sophia found, sophomore at Auburn, extremely talented. She found that the reason she was throwing the full last year was that she finds herself doing the landing facing the vault more than, she likes it more than the one facing away from it. She finds herself sticking it more. And then it was actually her mom who suggested, well, why don't you just go ahead and spin around one more time? Which, like, it just seems like it's almost like a movie. Like, that's just crazy enough to work. Because the Yurchenko double, the reason it is very uncommon in college is that you basically get no bonus points for it. So in college gymnastics, you have a start value for the skill you're doing or the routine, which is made up of skills, right? So to get a perfect 10, you have to do something difficult enough for it to be a 10. All scores count down. The judges are taking deductions. They start at 10 and they deduce. So it's not 1 through 10, it's 10 down to 1, right? So they're making reductions and you have a start value. So as you'll see here, this is in the article, the Yurchenko full has a 995 star value, not a full star value because it's not difficult enough in the new code of points to be a 10-0 start value. The 1.5 is a 10-0 start value, and so and then the double full is also a 10-0 start value. So most of the time you think, well, why would you do a double when you can do a 1.5? It's once 300 or 180 degrees less turns. But for Sophia, it works, and they're gonna go for it. She drilled it in the summer, and they're hitting it more and more. This will be, so when she vaults, that'll be the leadoff event. We don't know where she'll be in the lineup, but it'll be the leadoff event on Friday, and she'll be trying to compete. As long as she's healthy, the first double Yurchenko competed by an Auburn gymnast in college. Suni had one, but she didn't compete it in college. And that's Jeff. Jeff Graba has had the experience recently coaching that. A lot of this is in this article, guys. Y'all check it out. Anyway, let me show it to you guys. So you saw the full, and here's the double. The double's at the top. This was the preview meet. The bottom one here was the regional in the postseason in the Sweet 16, where they because of vaults like this, very good vault. Auburn almost made it to the Elite Eight, even when they weren't at their best or certainly healthiest. So the full was working really well. So facing the table, they really liked it, so they're gonna do it with the double here. So anyway, here's the double at the top. You can just see I've got some slower versions here, but I'll let it play a couple times so you can see it. Yeah, it's one more twist. It's the double. Just got a little step on at the preview meet, but she's gonna try to put a stick on tape. Okay, here I've got it slowed down half speed. Check this out. This might be a little clearer too. Full on the left, double on the right. One more spin, man. It's really impressive stuff. Sophia is just has the power to be able to do this, to have enough time in the air. And she said, you hear a lot of gymnasts talking about how gymnastics is a very mental sport. I'm sure she means it too, but she says she is not one of those mental gymnasts. She's like, for the full, she'd had to run basically at a jog. So not a direct quote, but imagine 60% speed, running down and 60% leaping, 60% everything. And then for the 1.5, she had to do basically 80% of that, right? So then the full, she just gets to go. So she's just going to go. full speed all the way, and that's why she likes it. And as you can see, man, it looks pretty clean from the little step here of the preview meet, but it looks clean. We'll see how it goes on Friday. Anyway, I don't want this to go too long. Sorry, I got distracted by text, but I don't want this to go too long anyway. And that's kind of my idea for this format. Is a lot of people do the hour long two people podcast, and I want to do something different. Zig where they zag. So my idea is short, 10-15 minute bursts, usually in the mornings. This morning was a little crazy, just getting everything launched and then all the social media stuff, and I'm so bad at it. Like I'm posting on Instagram and like don't even have hashtags on it. Like, what are you doing? I forgot hashtags even existed in big 2026. But yeah, I mean, let me just say I appreciate everybody, man. I really appreciate it. I said it before. There's a real belief behind this thing, and that belief is, Auburn people don't just love Auburn football. Auburn people love Auburn, and there's a belief from me that that these athletes don't get covered enough in a lot of these sports. There's a belief in me that Auburn people would respond to a lot of these sports if they just knew a little bit more about them. Like right now, you know a little bit more about Sophie than you knew. And so on Friday, you tune in and, hey, that's that girl from the article. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point. And if you can support, please do. I believe in it. I believe in the $4 price point. I really do. I mean, listen, everyone covers, cards on the table. Everyone covers football and men's basketball, right? I recommend you subscribe to the Auburn Observer for sure. But subscribe to everyone. But whoever you pick for your main thing, this thing at $4 extra, $4 more bucks is a compliment. It's a supplement. It's a complimentary thing. That's the idea. So I hope you guys can appreciate that and get involved and go for it. I don't know. I guess we could go to the About page a little bit. I do have a couple questions here. Yeah, it's the outlet. It's everything else at the Everything School. Shout out, copyright Mary Kate Ferguson. Mary Kate came up with that one. But yeah, man, we're trying to do gymnastics, volleyball, tennis are all on the site already. I got to get some golf. I've only met Armstrong like one time. I didn't get to do any of it last fall. But swimming, mine that Florida meet coming up, and then golf, man. We got two really good golf teams at Auburn. We gotta get some articles out there. And so yeah, and like this says, this is first of its kind. I mean, this is new. This is all new territory, man. And so there's a lot of risk with it, right? So I appreciate everyone's support. Here, I might as well go. So all right. An elephant in the room. A question asked. Here we go. Here on this list, we have gymnastics, volleyball, soccer, tennis, swimming, track, and more, right? Floyd asked, will we get baseball, softball coverage? And Pat asked, will this include softball, baseball, and golf? Short answer, yes. Okay. And then baseball, softball, short answer, yes. Long answer. Okay. Long answer. For softball and baseball, I kind of put in here, what is it? I put in here somewhere that it is supposed to Control F landscape. Yeah. While it's impossible for Auburn Torch to be everywhere, my aim is to fill gaps in the current media landscape by covering Auburn's underserved teams, right? Softball and baseball. The truth is, I just want to pick my spots. But if I come out I got this graphic at the beginning of the video, right? If I have a softball player and a baseball player in this video, and I come out and say, I cover Auburn softball, I cover Auburn baseball, what does that say? The expectation suddenly is that I'm going to be at every game. I'm going to be at every 3-game series. I'm going to be there all weekend. And that I can't cover all of these teams and do that, right? So the short answer is yes, we're going to cover softball especially, and baseball with Warrant, when on a pick our spots basis, I'd love to feature a lot of those athletes. And if those athletes are kind enough to talk to me, I'd love to do that. But yeah, that's all. I don't put it out front just because, you know what I'm saying. And then I'm talking about gaps in the landscape, right? I got no problem saying it, man. Softball, Philip Marshall, 247. He's very dedicated covering softball. Women's basketball is part of this too. Sorry, women's basketball. I didn't put women's basketball. Women's basketball. Caleb Jones at On 3, very dedicated. Going to Auburn women's basketball. Will probably be at more women's basketball than me, right? Baseball. Oh my gosh, right? BMAT at On 3. Jason Caldwell at 247. My son Adam Cole at Montgomery Advertiser. When they say they're covering baseball, they're going to be there all the time, right? When I say, hey, this new thing covers track, it rings a little different in the ear, right? You think, oh yeah, some stories here and there, right? So anyway, short answer, yes. Long answer, trying to pick my spots, and I don't want to put it out front because I don't want people to think I'm making a promise and breaking a promise. Does that make any sense at all? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy. But listen, man, this is a new thing. I do gotta reserve my right to be flexible and to kind of, we got to go with the flow. I mean, if Auburn women's basketball gets a Caitlin Clark superstar, yeah, I'm probably gonna be there all the time, right? We got, and hey, man, it's still a news outlet. We're gonna use news judgment. But that's all. That's the only reason I don't put them out front. But yeah, the plan is everything except football and men's basketball, and really baseball. That market is really cornered, guys. But yeah, I mean, if there's something I can jump in there and contribute to the fan base and contribute to, the publication, the record, I'll do it. So that's the short answer. No, that's the long answer, actually, very long. Anyway, again, I don't want this to go too long. How can you help? First of all, if you're interested, if you like this, subscribing $4 a month. Full disclosure, absolute full disclosure. I wanted it to be $4 monthly too, so it's $48 for a year, $4 a month. Monthly, I tried to set it to $4, and Substack was like, no, you have to do $5 at least. So sorry, that's the Substack thing. But hey, man, it's not so bad if you got to throw me an extra $1 if you can't commit, if you don't want to commit to a year. And man, everyone who is committing, I really appreciate it. I'm going to honor that commitment. If you can help out, being a torchbearer is a huge help. There's basically a field. I have it set at 60, but you can put pretty much anything you want to contribute. And then and if you're a torchbearer, I already got some mailing addresses. I'm going to send you guys some. Let me go to the full cam here. Send you guys some pocket schedules here if we'll focus on it. I got some gymnastics pocket schedules. We will not. There we go. We'll just come back here. Pocket schedules, man. Just a little goodie. It's just the size of a business card. Just a little like handout. But yeah, I mean, things like that, stickers, things we can do. I mean, we're a ways away from like merch, right? Like koozies one day, maybe. I mean, whatever we want to do as a collective, man, because you guys are part of this, man. That's the thing. If you subscribe, you're part of it. You let me know what you want, what you like. Any other ways to support? Yeah, man. I mean, obviously following on socials, that. Anything that helps the algorithms, right? Sharing it with your friends. People especially click through on Facebook. So I know it's harder to post to real life people. I know. But what else? Just interacting with stuff on Instagram. I'm trying this TikTok thing, man. We'll see how we do. That's another thing. If you're an algorithm expert, help me out, right? Or if you're trying to help, right? Whatever your expertise is, if it's music and you want to help out, if it's video stuff and you want to help out, if it's social media, if you got a huge, if you're a social media manager and some of these algorithms, just, hey man, drop me a line. I'm help me out. Open to suggestions. But that's the dream, man. The dream is to make this thing sustainable, long term. And I don't know if this would happen, if this could happen at every school, but I believe it can happen at Auburn. I believe it can happen at the Everything School, right? And this is covering everything out. Listen, check it out, man. I really think you'll enjoy it. Oh, I should be zoomed in this whole time. No. I really think you'll enjoy it. The Darion story is free, open, no paywall. All the others, there's some good stuff, I think, behind the paywalls, and we got another one tomorrow in the can already. Another women's tennis story. I'll go ahead and tell you, it's Ava Esposito, who made an incredible run to All-American in the NCAA tournament last fall, and I'll tell you all about it. You'll learn all about that tournament. You'll learn about the format, and you'll learn about her. I've got a diagram in there about her left-handed forehand. Good stuff, man. I think just check it out, man. If you check it out, I think you might come back for more. And until then, hey man, I'm gonna try to do another one of these tomorrow, and we'll count down to gymnastics. We'll put another eye on, especially the women's basketball game coming up at the end of the week. For men's basketball and for football, AuburnObserver.com. And that's where my columns will be. So if you're interested in, and hey man, if we're doing a video like this every single day, on in the fall when it's Friday before a game, will we talk about it a little bit? Maybe. But again, the whole idea for the Torch is this is a no football zone. This is a no men's basketball zone, really. Not in a negative way, but this is, there's a real commitment. This is not me, trying to get started and do what everyone else does. Like, I promise you that's not it. This is me. This is a dream. This is, for some people the dream is to cover SEC football. For me, I did that. My dream is to make this happen. It really is. It really is. This is not a means to an end to get to football or any of that, man. This is it for me. Yeah, man. And it's a we thing. So, I'm rambling, but it's a we thing. Just jump in. Love your suggestions. Love your help. It takes all of us to be a part of it. It takes all of you guys being a part of it for it to work. It really does. But I believe in it. I believe in these Olympic sports. I believe in that $4 price point. I've got a subscriber goal I've got to get to. And we're going to work at it. So anyway, appreciate you guys. And we'll try to do this. If this was too short, we're going to try to do it again tomorrow. Okay. Let's get this thing going. Appreciate you guys.